Yeah, so maybe I want it that way. So probably yes, that's one correct answer. But I'm challenging that.
Okay, one more
You know,
thing I want to
Linkage
add.
uh-huh.
section.
No
Yeah,
linkage
using
section.
using literal and like if it is constant, like we calling using constant, so it should be static. If we are using variable, like which is holding the program, so it should be dynamic. And one more thing is like if the in the compiler option, if we are providing no dynam, then it is static. And if we are providing dynam, then it is dynamic.
Come again. Sorry, I got distracted.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
In compiler option, if we provide dynam, then it is dynamic call. And if we are providing no dynam, then it is static call. And one more thing added, if
Mm-hmm.
we calling the program using letter means constant, so it is static. If we are using calling the program using variable, which is holding the program name, so that is dynamic.
Good answer, but I specified the question as you have a COBOL program in front of you. That's it. You know,
Okay. So
hypothetical scenario.
second one is from COBOL program. Okay. Is it
Yes,
like we
yes, yes. What else?
Is
What
it
else? There are many ways.
linkage section?
Okay. So
Linkage section?
earlier I
Linkage
mentioned
section.
two things, right? Stop run, and
Yes.
one more thing is using call statement we can identify. So apart from that, is there anything then that you only expecting?
Oh, no, someone was mentioning linkage section. Can you go on?
Yeah, it's linkage
Yes, please.
section, right? In subprogram, we use the linkage section to take the variable or something.
Mostly, yes. That's a
But
good
if we are
point.
using form parameter again, we will use in main program.
But a main program can also have a linkage section, right? Even if it
Yes.
is not calling any, it can get it from JCL.
Yes, form parameter too.
Yeah, yeah.
and
And
if
What
it's a
else?
CSS
As we
COBOL
have
program,
procedure division using, we will
okay.
mention. It is called program.
Come again. Sorry.
Yeah, Nagalashmi, come again. Yeah.
Procedure division using, we will mention if it is a
Yeah,
call program.
good question.
Perfect. Yes,
Good answer.
yes, yes,
Perfect.
yes, yes.
But
That is good. But can I have a subprogram using, having the using word in the program section as well? Possibility is yes, right? Subprogram calling another subprogram too. Possibility is there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hmm, hmm.
Mm, I want to add
Not a
one
wrong
more
answer.
point.
It's a very good answer. I would say, all these answers are yes, these are the pointers that you have to say. Of course, there would be, further questions from it, but definitely right answers. Go on. What else? I'm just listening.
Can I add one more point here?
Yes, please.
Yeah, if it is CICS COBOL program, then we can identify from DFS com area. Like if it is a subprogram, then it is through that we can identify. Like if DFS com area is mostly in the subprogram and com area is mostly in
In
main
the
program.
main program. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is right. In Kix COBOL, yeah. But
Yeah.
let's say, just a basic COBOL program.
Sir, I think there is one way we can do it. Is that
Mm-hmm.
the main module will have the load of the sub module if it is a static call. So we can check the load module and find the program and see that the current timestamp of the sub module, if it is a statically called module, it will have the load. And if it is a dynamically called module, then the load will not be present in the
Definitely.
load of
Yes.
the main module.
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. But again, correct answer. But again, I'm just giving you the COBOL program only. Okay. So tell me, of course, this is also a right answer. You have to say this as well. Yes. What else?
Recently, in one interview, they asked one question from the COBOL program. Suppose 100 records are there. He want to output file from the 100 to first record in the reverse order. Is there any way we can do it through COBOL program? I'm Google it. I'm seeing that reverse string is there, but I don't see anywhere reverse read happen. I mean, reverse keyword you can use for read.
You can use internal start.
You can use array for that. Like just read the file and put into the array. And
I
Okay.
think
that's
we got diverted from the original question, isn't it? I mean, we are yet to get the answer for the previous question, like
No worries.
COBOL program.
yeah, yes, to even I want to
Yeah.
answer for that. Like
Wanted to understand what is the difference between main program. I mean, like how we can understand.
We can identify if the program is a subprogram if we can see that one keyword go back inside the subprogram.
Okay, let's talk about go back also. See, this is how my interview, most of the interviews I would go. Ask one question, and from there, threads would open up. So go back. What happens in go back? What happens in stop run? What happens in what is the third one? Exit.
exit program. Exit program.
So what happens in go back? What happens? Tell me.
So go back
So
will
if
give
we are
the
using the go back inside the subprogram, suppose it is a subprogram which is
Mhm.
called by a main program, then it will return back the control to the main program. But if we
Perfect.
are using the go back inside the main program, which is a standalone program, so it will work as a stop run only.
Okay, what happens there? That's my question. So what happens in go back when it is in a main program? Control goes back to the
OS.
Operating
Operating
system.
system.
Yes, correct.
Can you rectify a little bit? Goes back to the operating system, or is it some another place? It's called as. Okay, who runs the JCL? I mean, of course, we submit it.
Kicks. Yeah.
No, not kicks, but not going to kicks. Hold on.
Main program.
It starts with J. Yes.
Yes,
JES. JES.
Yeah.
Subsystem.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the point here. So go back would takes the control back to the JES. Of course, we can say operating system, not a wrong answer, but more technical answer goes back to the JES, the job entry system.
That's correct.
Is it system or
whatever.
scheduler?
Yeah.
Saurabh?
Come again, sorry.
Is it system or scheduler, right? Like
It's a scheduler actually. It's like,
yeah.
I cannot say that's a scheduler. We call it job entry subsystem. Yes. Yes. Scheduler, why? Because I mean, I'm a little bit confused when I'm answering this, because scheduler for me, there are many tools like, CA scheduler, batch scheduler, so something like that. So it's a little bit different. JES is something that actually controls.
We cannot run, I mean, we cannot run the program directly, right? If it is a COBOL supporting program.
Has to administered by JES. Yes.
Are you expecting the answer from the JCL side?
No. I mean, just sharing this information that it goes back to the JES.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, next is something like what happens to the one is go back, second is stop run. Again, the same thing happens. What's the difference now? Stop run and go back. What actually happens? Again, yes, the answer is same. It again goes back to the, the control goes back to the JES. But what is stop run then? The minuscule thing I'm asking.
For stop run, actually, if suppose if a stop run is using the main program, it goes back to the ZOS operating system. But if it is using, I mean, it should be stop run. It should be using only a main program, as it is going. That is control go back to the operating system. But go back we can use either in subprogram or we can use main program. If it is in using subprogram, control goes back to the main program. If it is using that main program, control go back to the operating system. Basic summary is go back. We can use both main program and subprogram. Stop run we can use in only main program.
Yes, exactly. And here comes the answer. The strongest thing is, as a programmer, we should code stop run in the main program. We can use go back also, but the operating system would always think like, hey, is there anything further checks needs to be done? I mean, those kind of checks would not be there in case of a stop run. Okay, go back from a sub program takes control back to the main program. I can code go back also in main program. No errors, nothing would happen. But that's the difference. Stop run. Okay. And the third one is the easiest one, right? Exit. Exits that particular program or that particular paragraph. It again looks for further processing. Are there sequential commands or any syntax or anything to run, right? And if nothing, then it would just simply exit.
I think
Mostly
for
not used.
exit, I mean, only for paragraphs we have to use exit, right?
Mostly, yeah,
Paragraphs
of
with
course.
control back to
Good programming,
after.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I have one question. I mean, I have
Yes,
one question recently. There is one proc. Okay, proc having that 10 files are there, but the 7th file having that issue. And if we want to restart, I mean, if we want to only modify that 7th file and we can override it from that JCL, how can we override it from the JCL? We can't touch other files. We need to touch only for 7th file from the sorting. I mean, only one DD statement for all files, and we have to override on one particular file from that JCL.
So for that, if we are having a 10 file and we want to override the 7th file, so for the first 6 file, we can give a dummy statement. We can give the job step name dot dd name, and then we have to give 6 time dummy. And then for the 7th file, we can give the file name.
No dummy, only DD. You have to provide DD and then blank. DD blank, DD blank, DD blank.
Okay.
So then
Okay.
it will be concatenated, right?
Yeah, concatenated only, right?
Yeah,
So
but they want to this one, right? They want to skip that 6 file and they want to write the 7.
No,
Remaining
we can
every
give the,
files keep
I
remaining
think,
every files keep as is only. Only 7th file needs to be override as having that issue with that 7th file. We have to modify 7th file and we have to override only 7th file from that
yes.
JCL. Remaining all 9 files keep as is, and I mean with the data is as is only. I think we can use that to only DD. I think it will work. If we use that DD,
There is option to give the number, whichever file, whichever number we want to replace, we can give the number. That option is available in JCL. Suppose there are concatenation files are there, then suppose 5th file you want to overwrite, then you can give the 5th option. That option is available in JCL. Long back I have worked with this.
I mean,
it's depend on the structure. So sometime, yeah. Is there any good question? Is there any keyword to specify the file number?
Some like how we will give, I didn't remember exactly how that GDG name will give, like that I think we have to give in braces or something.
I mean, we have only one DD
There is
name.
some option is
For
there.
all 10 files, we have only one DD name. Usually
Yeah,
for
yeah.
to override DD, it considers all files, right? I mean,
No. In concatenation also we can override that particular file. Okay, suppose as I told you, file if you want replace, you can replace. But the option we have to give the whichever file you want to give, that number we have to provide. You can search. Long back I worked, I didn't remember, but this option is there. I'm sure about this.
okay.
Even some time back, maybe a year back, someone asked me the same question. I answered the same, that they accepted that. We have to give that particular, whichever the file you want to replace, we have to give the number. No need to give DD dummy or those things.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how it is identified because we are not keeping any positions anywhere, right? How the
Okay.
system
So
identified
when
position,
you are Okay, do one thing. When you are doing the concatenation, maybe check the JCL. Okay, proc. In proc also, I think the numbers are appearing or something. If you see in the spool, okay, the concatenation, the numbers or something will happen. It won't be. It's the including names and the numbers or something happen. Based on that, we can do or something. But that is, I am sure about this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so it's done. Can I add one question here?
For this one, we will get back because there are uncertain things here. So like how you how will you do it using that the number, file name, because we know concatenation is one file. We treat it as a one file. So how you do it, we need to check it. We will check and provide the details.
Hey, sorry, I got a little bit distracted. Can you please repeat the question once? The last question.
The question was is like there is a DD statement which has 10 file in concatenation. Okay. And we need to override seventh one. How will you do it?
Okay. So, pointing out by the DD name was not the solution, right?
DD name only one DD name, DD DSN, and then there are 10 files in
Okay.
sequence.
So in the JCL we can replicate all 10 files with the seventh files updated, updated. That will work, right?
Yeah, that will also work. But yeah, interviewer will specifically ask, instead of keeping everything in that JCL, only need to override from the JCL only one file. Yeah, as far as I know, we can use DD for remaining, and actual file name will taken from proc itself for remaining files. Only for modified file, we have to keep it that specific position. In the same sequence, in the seventh place, we can keep that modified file. Yes, yeah, we can give that all files also, but yeah, I think it's not required to override from all files, as only one modified file present in required to modify from the JCL.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that also I'm not aware of. If anyone knows, please add it to a document or please answer. Thank you.
See, I think the answer for this would be right. From the JCL, we will have, suppose we want to replace the seventh one, right? So for the remaining ones, we will have to give DD, then DSN is equal to, we will have to leave it blank. And whatever we want to override, that one only we have to give uh, the DSN name.
Oh, so actually this is step name dot DD name, na step name dot DD name.
Yeah, those all things are fine, right? How you override for a proc. We are just talking about that mm, concatenated files, right? For that, we are asking how to replace the seventh. Like he is saying that we want to override the seventh DSN. Okay, how to override it? So remaining one we will have to leave it empty. Like we have to write like whatever is your DD name there. Then DD DSN equal to leave that empty. If the
Is
second
it
one
not
also we will.
possible through symbolic parameter by
Huh?
mentioning step name and the DD name?
What?
Is it not possible to pass through symbolic parameter by mentioning step name and DD name? Star dot step name dot DD name.
No, we have to override that, right? Particular file. Suppose in your JC proc, it is mentioned that we are using file 1, but our question is that I have to replace it with file 7. Then how you are going to do it from JCL?
By specific DD name only, like what I face means I have answer only. Like there are file one, DD name file one, file two, file three, file four, file in 5 to 10 in the proc, and I want to override the file 7. So just I will mention like proc name like, and then I will write the DD name directly file 7 and then pass the DD descent equal to the file name.
I think whatever Janvi has given, that answer is correct. She has pasted in chat also, right? So that is correct.
Thanks, Janvi. So question has like all the DD. There is only one DD statement. Sorry, DSN statement. DD DSN. So DD name is only one, and they're under multiple files. 7 file has to be override. So you can provide DSN, DDDSN, DDDSN, or hold on a second. DSN is required. I'm not sure. Or only DD is required. Shashank.
I think DSN is required. I have got the same thing in link. Okay, one link. I will ping you. But we need to test it, right? But here you can find the solution there. Okay, let me see if I can share my screen. So if we check that link, right, it has the solution for that. So DDDSN is required. We will have to leave blank whatever we don't want to override. Whatever we have to override, in that one, we have to provide the new name. That's it. Okay.
I have just pasted this answer, so I just want to clarify. Will it not work?
No, you are saying file 7 DD is equal to DSN, right? So file 7, how it will identify from your proc? It's saying we have only one DD, we have concatenated DD, right? Files, like all the 7 files are in one DSN, DD name. 1, 2, 3, 4, like what I have pasted above.
Means the DD name will be also one.
Correct.
Not
You
two.
have only one DD name, as you have mentioned, file 7, right? So that contains all the 7
Yeah.
files. It's concatenated.
Okay.
So you have to, so for system to understand, right? Whatever we don't want to override, we will have to leave it blank. So whatever is provided in proc, it will use it. And whatever we give it as override, that it will take and override it and then execute the JCL.
Even I was not aware like only one DD name we can give 10 files.
Okay, yeah, fine. No, in one DD name, we can give multiple files.
Usually for
One
concatenation, suppose we have 10 files, we have to concatenate all 10 files and keep it in the output file. Yeah, if it is the same structure, same length, same structure, we can use that one DD name for that all files. Instead of keeping every DD name, we can use one DD name for all files in the input.
Yeah, I want to know just just what is the thinking as a interviewer perspective, like whatever Janavi has posted here, it may work but may not work, like the syntax wise it there may be something that some tweaking is required, but overall I believe is acceptable solution. So as an interviewer, like what's the perspective, like they look for the correct syntax as well, or the thinking that it is going to the correct path, or that is enough?
See, what I think is right. It depends. Like if we have asked you 10 questions, okay, you have given 7, 8, fine, okay, and for one or two, At least you have the idea how to resolve it, or you know how you can answer those questions, right? So that should be fine. But all the questions we are not giving correctly, then it should be a negative point for us in the interview.
Okay. So there may be open questions. Okay.
No, Sasang, yeah, Rajdeep, yeah. Even for me also, they have given one screen actually just to type the code. I thought I will simply just give my ideas, but no. Then he told, please open your yeah, some screen and share. Then I have to write the code. What actually I'm going to do?
Okay. And those code was compiled and run as well, or just written down?
No, I just written down only.
Okay. No, because while writing it, there may be some issues, but after compiling, we definitely can see and easily identify. Like those are not mistakes, just typos, I believe. So that's what I was curious to know.
Oh, okay.
I think they expect usually for pseudocode to write in Notepad like that. For me, they are asking open. I mean, share my screen and Notepad. Just give pseudocode how logic will work.
Yeah, that's right. That is what they did for me.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Let me add on this one. So it's entirely depend on the interviewer, what he is thinking or what he is checking. So suppose he asked you to share your screen and type your code in the notepad. You want to check if you are getting taking reference from anywhere, or you are typing thoroughly, or you are just copy pasting. So they want to check if you are able to code or not. If it is correct, they will check it later, but it will to check it is to check how you are coding, basically.
Yeah, okay, Surya, that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one more question recently. To optimize, SQL optimization. He is asking for explain plan. I know we can use explain to optimize. How efficient that SQL in COBOL. But is there any way to find out? How we can use the explain plan uh, to get the efficiency for SQL performance? Yeah, basically, I got a question: how you determine through explain plan whether your SQL is efficient or not?
So it's a performance at the DB2 side, right? The SQL.
Yes. In COBOL DB2 program, whatever we are using SQLs, whether performance wise it is efficient or not, how we can identify it. I told explain plan, but I am not sure how we can. How can you use that explain plan? I read somewhere and I told him, but he asked me how we can use that explain plan and what basis we can. What basis we can show our queries. How can you measure our performance for that our query in COBOL program?
Yeah, anyone want to add on this one? Explain plan, then query. Anyone have ever tried this one?
Actually, we can run a batch explain job, which will provide the stats like cost value, then other
Yeah.
stats it
So
will provide. So
yeah,
based on
yeah, there.
cost value, we can conclude. I mean, so it's impacting performance or not. If cost value is high, mostly it will impact performance. Like this, other stats as well. So
Yeah,
these are
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
So basically, you have to provide each step. What are you doing? So theoretically, everyone knows how to find and how what to find, but there are steps you have to do it, right? So where to run the tech, this explain when to run, how you will run, where did you get the result, and when how you will you explain all that column you are getting from that explain query. Okay, so is there a report created, is there a table created, is there a what what
So
are the components? Yeah,
yeah.
that is
Actually, I
needed.
got DBA team batch explain job. I just viewed. I mean, usually in our project, if there is any SQL issue, I mean, is there a SQL we coded impacting performance? Basically, we will reach out DBA team. Anyway, I saw the batch explain job. So basically, what they will give now. So what are the SQL queries we have coded in the our application program, whether it's COBOL or PL1. So basically, they will extract those SQL queries and put it in one file, and that they give that as an input to that batch explain job. So it will give the report in output file. I mean, as I explained earlier, like it will give the cost value, then other there are other parameters are there. So those information it will give. Then one more thing I have here is there is a tool called AppTune. So so once you run that your COBOL DB2 program or a PL1 DB2 program, then that particular job will reflect in that AppTune if you give the time frame. So through that also we can check like the I mean we can check the performance things everything. But that options those things I'm not aware because the DBA team only will.
If you
So
give
but
Yeah,
that
these common things I
explain
know.
X, if
wait,
you
wait.
give that explain X, then only we can get all the detailed things, right?
Yeah, so basically we have to execute the explain query in either QMF or you can run it a job, right?
Yeah,
Explain
yeah.
then your table, your query, whatever query you have, and then you will get uh basically you will be getting a result in a table, either in a table. So you have there is explain table, then you can find your
I think
explained results.
we can find it in sysIBM. That's tables we can make.
Sysibm.saves table. No. When you execute,
sysIBM files we can
when
find.
you execute your explain query, it will be saved in a table. You have to create it using your ID.
Mhm.
Whenever you execute, there should
But
be a table created already.
but the batch explain job we are executing, right? So those batch report we can see it in sysout as well, right? I mean,
Have you checked it? If you
yeah,
can,
yeah. I saw that. And so
okay.
I so when I
So
raised
bas
the DBA review request, so that
mm-hmm.
time I saw their job in school by giving their owner ID. But yeah, there I could see they I mean also they shared the screen and explained that process, and I could see in sysout that report is there. And if you give output file also, so that report will printed. So I mean it's based on how the program design uh, in each project. So that also comes into the picture. Uh, but yeah, so this only I
Okay. Okay, so it will have your access method, object name, index name, join if you have any join, and then cost. Okay.
correct.
So cost is the major factor where you
Yeah,
have to check. If it is more, then you have to. So there is some parameter set by DBA. You have to check what is the acceptable parameters.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to modify your query.
Yeah. So example, I will give you one example. So I for my query which I coded in the program, I face a more cost value. Okay. So I have used the between class, we will use less than and greater than, right? So example, salary in the particular range I want. So for that I have used between class. So that leads more cost value. So they ask me to optimize that query. So then we have tried alternative solution. Then we have optimized it. And also you can include, if possible, you can include unique index as well. If the particular table having more unique index, then you can include so how many possible, you can include that. So that also will that are the possible optimization. I know. And also that will reduce the cost value.
So Pradeep, like how did you resolve that between uh, cost due to between thing? Is there any way? One is in adding index, so that I am aware of. Is there any other way?
There are multiple ways, Rajdeep. So we will decide or we'll write up uh, answer for this one as well. We'll provide. Let's other to talk. I see many people doesn't talk that much all. Can anyone else please speak up?
I'm having
Dheeraj?
one doubt. I encounter one question. Okay. So example, there is a COBOL DB2 program, okay, which is doing update inside those functions it's doing. So in that program, I'm having multiple queries, okay. So I have to, I have to find the bad record uh, due to which program happens. But I should not use the spool log anything. But I have to identify. And I gave the answers like I will include debug file before updating or inserting or doing any functions. I will move the key field data to the debug file. So once the job happens, whatever the records present in whatever the record written in that file lastly, so that I can conclude as a bad record. So like that I answered, but the interview asked no, you should not use debug file, and also you should not use spool logs. So how to verify that which record causes burn? So like that they ask me. I don't know the answer. So is there anyone know? Is there any way apart from spool log and debug files?
I don't think your question is clear to everyone. So
No.
is
Yeah.
is he mention any tool you can use tool or not?
No, that he have not mentioned. But
Yeah.
when I gave
Yeah.
this answer, this debug file, and I will
No,
display.
wait. Debug
Yeah.
file and tool are different, right? So
Mm.
the answer could be you can use appended as well, right? Appended, there are in appended you have
Yes.
everything.
Oh, okay.
You have everything. You can see the field name, then the key value, everything. Particular field have junk value. You can see the junk value as well.
Okay.
So that could be the answer. If anyone having any other idea, please share.
Sorry, can you repeat your question? Sorry.
Basically, I have to find what bad record causes happen. So I'm having COBOL DB2 program which having multiple SQL queries in it. So I have to find exactly which record causes happen. So without using debug file and I mean displaying it in spool or using spool log. So without these things, I have to find which record causes happen. So the one answer, like just now, sorry, I don't know the name. So that he gave like we can use abundant tool. So apart from this, is there any answer? If you know, you can share.
But yeah, suppose for when SQLs, right? When we can, I mean, there should be some proper, I mean, after SQL code, what is the SQL code and display?
Yeah,
we
yeah, that I answered it. Yeah, that I answered it. But he mentioned like we should not check the spool log or error file or debug file. We should not use anything. Apart from this, how can you identify which is the bad record or which causes happen? So that interview asked me.
Mhm. I think it will give that like offset address details in the sysout. Based on the offset address, we can find out that line number, from that line number which SQL causing issue.
Yeah, I just mentioned, right? We should not use a spool log to
Oh,
identify.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
So whether Interer provided any hint for this?
Pradeep?
Yeah, should be like we can check CDump also. In CDump, we're tracking the traces right side of the pot where we can see the event causes record.
I think without seeing that spool information, we can't find where exactly happened and which record all the things. I mean, spool information is our primary information to trace that event. Even for I think abandoned also get the details from spool. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want means we should know,
Abandoned is
right,
the one
what
of the
interviewer is expecting for this.
Yeah. So basically, he might want to know that if he is using abandoned or not, or he is aware of abandoned or not. Basically, spool is different set, right? And abandoned is, although abandoned is using spool data, but it's a different thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for and I mean for I mean for every information move to abandoned also there should be something needs to be coded in that JCL to use that abandoned tool.
No. Abandoned, you have to add your DDIO, your link list. You have to provide that one, and it will automatically pull all the details, source and everything.
Sorry, DDIO means
Link list.
link. Okay. Okay.
One more question. I actually the guy was asking me that right, for the multiple records, if I want to read, we are using cursor, right? Now question is, can we use cursor for update which should not impact the performance? Performance should not be impact if I'm going to make the update through cursor. Got my point?
I think so, sir. We can use current off for this. We can use cursor with current off, and then I think that is possible.
Yeah. But what if then it should be on hold now? With hold, or else then how exactly it should be locked actually. In that case, it will impact the performance, right? If I'm holding something, it will not allow other users to update.
Sir, what I've seen is that we can use row sets for the same also. So if you use row sets and use current off, then like suppose you have 10,000 records and you want to update it together. Like suppose you are aware of it, like what are the records I want to update. You can use row set for fetching the data and use current off to update the data. So there is no need to
Yay,
withhold.
workers. Juice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, I am listening. I'm listening. I'm done actually. Next.
I have one question. Suppose for GDGs, they mention limit is 10. Yeah, if you try to create after 10, it will create a first version or 11th version. Yeah, I think 11th version. Yeah, that questions I got from one interview.
It basically define how exactly how much okay. In the while creating the GDG, what are the different parameters you have given, and based on that only. You got my point?
No, but the generation would be 11th only, right?
Okay, 1 minute.
I think so. If we give scratch and no scratch, if you give scratch, then it will delete all the records and start from one itself. If we give no scratch, then it will start for the 11th once the limit is reached.
But for both option, next generation version number is 11 only, right?
No. For scratch, it will be version number 1. For no scratch, it will be version number 11.
I think it will delete. I mean, if you use that scratch, it will delete all 10 version and to get 11 version. That's what I believe.
I have seen that it is like deleting that current generation and creating one again. If you use a scratch, so actually what scratch is doing is deleting the entry from the dash D also. So that's why it will again relocate from one. And if you use no scratch, it will give the 11th version, like after the limit is reached.
Oh.
So there is one more parameter in the DDG, right? So empty, no empty. So what is the use of that? Empty, no empty? We discussed about
Basically, empty. Yeah, empty will uncatalog all the generations, but in no empty, like it will uncatalog only the oldest generation.
Catalog on catalog, that is coming to just scratch and a no scratch. But empty, no empty means when the limit exceeded.
No. Scratch and no scratch, what actually do? Scratch will delete the physically. I mean, delete the dataset physically, and no scratch it will not delete the dataset physically. But in no empty or empty, this is the difference. Like it will in no empty, it uncatalog only the oldest generation, and empty it will uncatalog the all the generation. So in Scratch, it will delete the only uncataloged datasets physically. Means no empty what is the uncataloguing, and scratching is to delete physically.
Yeah, we can recover, right? If it is if you can use the scratch for if you remove that uncatalogued data set physically.
So
However, we can recover that data set, right?
If we delete the physically, then it's not. I think if we use no scratch, then can.
So it's
how
other
can
way
you
around.
provide
Wait, it's
okay.
other way around, Janvi. So let me explain. So scratch and no empty, empty. It's other way around, right? Scratch is to uncatalog, no scratch and scratch, and
No.
empty.
Scratch is to delete the datasets physically, that uncatalogued datasets physically.
So it should be. It would be automatically deleted. You said.
If we are using, for example, we are using no empty. Okay, so no empty what it will do, it will uncatalog the oldest generation, and in just next step, like we are mentioning scratch. So what it will do, we already did the oldest generation and uncatalog the oldest generation, so it will delete the physically
What is
that
uncatalog? What is uncatalog? What is
Catalog and uncatalog just like
Wait.
arrangement. Like,
Simple question. What is uncatalog and what is delete?
I will tell that. I mean, basically, uncatalog is for every data set, it will be registered on register. Uncatalog means it removed from the register. Scratch means it will whatever uncatalog. Whatever removed from that register, that data set type, it will remove physically from. If you use the scratch now, it will remove physically from that system. But if you use the no empty, it will just uncatalog. Uncatalog means remove that data set from that registry.
oldest generation. Correct.
Yes.
Okay, those uncatalog files we can catalog anytime we want.
Uncatalogued means there won't be any volume serial for that. Catalog will have the volume serials. If you want to do the catalog for the uncatalog, you have to provide the volume serials.
If we delete any data set, if it is uncatalogued, if it is not uncatalogued, then we can recover that one. If it is uncatalogued, then we cannot recover it.
No, actually, uncatalog, it means like if we already have the data, we haven't deleted the data set physically, so we can recover it.
No, when uncatalogued means if your file is created with uncatalog, the file will be saved somewhere in the dash D. But if you provide particularly the volume serial, then that will be the cataloged.
The file is deleted, but it is not uncatalogued. Only it is deleted, not uncatalogued. Then we can recover that one through that volume serial. If it is uncatalogued, deleted and uncatalogued means then it won't.
Guys, okay. So we will consolidate all the question and provide a detailed answer on all of the questions. I think we have to end it now. It's 1
Can I
hour
add
45
one
minutes.
more question? Actually, this yesterday only I have been asked and I'm not able to give the answer.
Hold on a second. Before you go ahead, what is your name?
Kasim Ahmed.
Actually, I don't see your name in Zoom. It's a Zoom user. Okay, Kasim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kasim, go ahead. This should be the last question. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what have been asked, like the interviewers have a scenario like they are using cursor with hold option, okay, and without using close cursor, they want in how many ways like they can close the cursor automatically if we are using cursor with hold. Can I repeat like if not clear?
You are not audible properly. Can you
Okay, so
repeat it?
yeah. So the interview asked me like we are using cursor with hold option, okay? Cursor with hold. And without using closed option, how can the cursor can be closed automatically?
I think if the job append, program having append, it will automatically close without close cursor option.
Even I'm not sure, so I'm just want to know the answer.
I think that is. I feel yeah. If it is append, it will automatically close instead of close. I think.
Sorry,
But
can
I'm
you
not
please
sure.
repeat it once again?
Okay,
Hello.
so program is using cursor with hold option.
Okay.
And without using close cursor option, in what way we can close the cursor automatically?
Automatically.
Yeah, automatically we can close only if you disconnect from
Yeah,
system
transaction. Yeah.
transaction or rollback. There is no way to close without explicitly specifying the close cursor. Okay, only option is disconnect and rollback.
Yeah, okay, got it. I know the answer with like if you are using simple cursor, if we do commit, then it will close the cursor. But the interviewer
Yeah.
asked like this.
Yeah. So this is a tricky question, but it's not a genuine scenario.
Okay.
No one will have this scenario that we are using open cursor or we are not closing it. This is not done to be done, basically.
But they asked.
Yeah, yeah. Interviewer will ask those things, right? To test how you answer, what all things you know, right?
Okay, guys, that's good session. I think we can close this
Yeah.
one. Thank you everyone for sharing your valuable time and valuable questions. We will try to consolidate all the questions and share back to you. Meanwhile, we will share basically form to get all the details and all the questions as well. Whoever has didn't got a chance to share, we will share that document and we will try to answer those questions as well. Shashank.
Yeah, fine, I think. I've already pasted the link in the chat. So if you want, you can fill it and we will share all the question and answers with you.
Hi, Shashank and Surya. Yeah, thanks for this wonderful session. We got the links. We will fill that form. But one thing is like in that link, we have a LinkedIn and WhatsApp groups links as well, right? So LinkedIn is working, but whereas the WhatsApp group is not working. So can you please check into that once?
Okay, okay. We will.
And if possible, please share the link.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm not aware. What is this form? Haven't checked the WhatsApp.
So it's for whatever questions and answers, sorry, questions you have came across during your interview, right? So
Okay.
that way we are collecting it and then we will say, like, you would have got some different question, another user would have got a different question, right?
Yeah.
So we are collecting everything, then we will share with the group itself.
Okay. So is it you provided there in WhatsApp group?
Yeah, we will put in WhatsApp group also.
Okay.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you, Sasank, and thank you,
Thank
Surya.
you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.